Diddy was calling her out like, yo, you're doing this thing where you're like a fucking. Let's read it, chat. Right. So check this out. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Cool. So this is kind of like after Diddy kind of broke up with her, right? When did Kim Porter die? When did Kim Porter die? So Kim Porter died in November. Okay. So I guess they were kind of on the outs at that point because Kim Porter died in November 15th, 2018. And this message is from September. But you got to remember that year of 2018, this is when she's starting to cheat with the trainer, right? She's cheating with the trainer in 2018, right? Now, keep in mind, this is like 6 years after she's done cheated with Kid Cudi. So this idea that Cassie is like a woman who doesn't know how to leave or who's so loyal that she just Diddy's all she knows. And, they love to throw this word around like, yo, you groomed her. So you groomed her. So, like, she can't leave. Like, she's, like, mentally just enslaving to you. Cassie's kind of still doing her thing. Let's read these messages. This is Cassie saying, hey. Cassie said, just finished getting ready. And Diddy says, I'm getting ready too. Are you tired? She says, no. She says, Diddy says, yay. She says, I'm not trying to be up all night, but I'm guessing that means good. Diddy says, I ain't see you in over a month, baby. That's crazy. She says, yup, LOL. Then Diddy says, you gonna Uber to catch? She says, sure. When are you getting there? 10 minutes away. I have Fahim wait out front for you. She says, okay, be there in 25 minutes. Okay. Then let's look at the time here. So it looks like, wow, they were going somewhere. This is probably Eastern time. They were going somewhere. I guess it's in LA. Is Catch a Club or something like that? Or a restaurant? Anyway, whatever. Then she messages pretty much the next day. We could tell clearly this is the next. Is it the next day? Yeah, next day. The next day, because this is an AM. Now this is PM. I had a lot of fun with you. She's referring to last night. Thank you for the night. I told myself I didn't want anything to happen. Right? So she's saying, and I believe this might be the night that she then testified that she considered it rape. She says, I told myself I didn't want anything to happen, but I'm not tripping on it. I know you aren't either. I'll let you know what I talk about with my publicist. I'll keep you posted on that. I love you. Then he texts back an hour later, right? Shaking my head. She says, question mark. Look like she sends him an emoji or some type of picture. And then Diddy says, so you're going to ignore the fact that whoever so-and-so was FaceTiming you while I'm making love to you. Guess who that person is? Her husband. You worrying about me having friends, and it's apparent that you have friends. It's crazy. Then you want to act like it didn't happen. She says, I really didn't know who that was. I looked at it this morning and I still don't know. So I blocked it. I get weird calls often, even if they're locked in. I know you do too. And I'm not acting like it didn't happen. I remember. So she's saying, I remember this moment. She said, I really had a good time with you. She said, that's all I wanted to say. I know we didn't get into anything deep, but I wanted you to know that. She says, it's always been a nigga fucking up our shit. Always. You act like this broken-hearted angel, and you're just not. The question is, who are you? And that is like, if I'm the defense team during the trial, I would have been on this shit the whole time. Diddy's calling her out for her shit. He's been saying, yeah, we've been having this toxic relationship and shit, but you acting like you an angel. It's always been a nigga that's been fucking up our shit. You act like this broken-hearted angel, and you're not. So I'm trying to figure out who the fuck are you? Now, they redacted part of it. And it says, for 1 second, I felt love and affection for us. But as usual, there's always another nigga. And you questioning me about girls that ain't FaceTiming me at 3. So I guess Cassie, she said she's insanely jealous. She's always asking, who's this? Who's that? Who's this? Who's that? Diddy's in the guts, beating it up. And he sees the FaceTime go off. Who the fuck is that? But she saves him under a name. The name she says, you're going to hear what name it's under. So he says, after all this time, remember, this is now, they've been together for 11 years. After all this time, you are still lying. you need to stop living your lie. If I'm the prosecutor, I take this and I blow it up. Not a prosecutor, I'm the defense attorney. I blow it up. Cassie was just a manipulator like Puff. They were both cheating. Cassie had hoes, Diddy had hoes. They were both on some shit. You hear what Diddy says to her. You need to stop living your lie. It was almost like Diddy saying, all right, you've caught me in all my bullshit. My bullshit's out there. I got to live my truth with you. Yeah, you know about her. But with you, you act like you just for me. That's cap. That's cap. She says, you're taking this way too far. That ain't true at all. I can't even be defensive with it because there's nothing to defend. I don't know who that was. I don't have niggas at all. Oh my God, the biggest lie that I've ever heard been told. I ain't got no hoes, huh? Biggest lie, Chad. Biggest lie. She said, I don't have no niggas. No niggas. And I was saying thank you for last night because I enjoyed it. Hear what Diddy says. And you could tell. And this is why I would also focus on this, chat, if I'm the defense attorney. Because yes, Diddy's an abuser, but you have to put it in the context of they're in a toxic relationship. She's loving hard and he's loving hard. We're not defending the abuse, but they're both loving extremely fucking hard. You get what I'm saying? Listen to how Diddy says to her after that. Because she's just, you could tell. Yo, you ever look back at a message between two people and you can be like, oh, this person cares a lot or they're in their feelings while this other person don't care? One-liner, you could tell she's just trying to get past it. Look what, you could tell Diddy's a little bit hurt, right? As much of a monster as we hear he is, he's hurt. He says, hopefully you can understand how I feel. It was one of the best nights we've had in years. It's unfortunate I had to see that. And you gonna act like you got no idea who you loaded into your phone. Remember, the number that called FaceTime was a saved number. It wasn't a random number. It is what it is. Stop playing the angel, or maybe it's being angled, please. I had a perfect night, the most beautiful night, the most fun night until that happened. But I guess it wasn't meant to be. Thank you for last night. Have a great day. Look, she don't respond in an hour. You know one of them ones, chat, where you trying to drop mic, but you expecting your toxic partner to come back and, like, because toxic relationships are like this. Like, when one is letting go, the other pushes hard to keep you, right? This is, like, everybody knows what I'm talking about. Every toxic relationship, the moment one stops caring, the other cares the most to keep you in the cycle. And it's a tug, it's a back and forth tug. So he texts that. That means, yo, I'm hurt. All right, you got it. Cassie's supposed to come back, but you can tell Cassie's kind of mentally moving on. You know, they say with women move on mentally before they move on physically. Well, yeah. Wait, did I get it right? Yes. Because, yeah, she fucked him, but she want to be with this other guy now. So she's not, like, she would love, remember when she was texting Diddy in 2011? I showed you those messages. Mad text. Diddy text her one word. She texted Diddy 5 times. Diddy text her one word. Diddy would even tell her when she didn't answer, bitch, you better answer my fucking call within the minute. He says, you need to put my shit on super alert. Super. It's like, yo, he's like, whatever alert you got, it need to be on some extra alert for me. Diddy hits her, an hour later, no message. You know, he's staring at his phone every time he get, is that That ain't Cassie, gang. That's not Cassie. That's not Cassie. So now he hits back an hour later. Do you have a response? My boy's hurting. Real players get hurt. Real players get hurt. That's true. Then he even says it. That shit hurt. Yo, my boy, he's in his feelings. Look, this is how you know it's kind of over. She hits him with a one-word answer. It's the direct flip of what he was doing to her when she was begging for his love. Wrong. That's it. My nigga wrote a paragraph. He wrote a paragraph. Triple texted. She just said wrong. That's it. That's it. Oh, you know one of them ones. It hurts. It hurts. It hurts, Chad. It hurts. Diddy was going through it. His stomach probably felt like he had diarrhea. You don't know what's going on. Look Diddy's next section. Wrong what? Diddy's triple texting now. You don't understand where I'm coming from? Trust me. I understand more than you know, but you're wrong about it. What am I wrong about it? My boy is hurt. His stomach is intertwined. Pause. He's needing some clarification from Shorty. She been fucking a lot of dudes. He said, what am I wrong about? And then typical toxic relationship shit. She, instead of explaining who the nigga that was FaceTiming her when she's getting, she gaslights him and names his bitches. What about Gino? What about Jocelyn? Who the fuck is Jocelyn? Who's Jocelyn, Chad? Who's Jocelyn? Holy. What about Jordan? Typical gaslighter. He trying to figure out who's that man. She says, you wrong about that. That's a random number. So Diddy's like, how's a random number? It's a random number, but it's in your phone. How that make sense? Make this make sense to me. So now she's like, let's talk about Gina, Jocelyn, Jordan. By the way, Chad, I think I found a 19-year-old. You want me to see it? You want me to show y'all? Well, she was 19 at the time. She's obviously not 19 now. But that was with Daphne. Daphne caught. Hold on, let me see if I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna show y'all real quick. It's not the girl who we actually put up. It ain't the girl we put up low key. Cause that girl was like 25 type shit, 25 or pushing 30 type. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you. Y'all wanna see her? I got it. Trust. I got it, chat. And I'm gonna get back to reading the message. Don't worry. Wait, where the fuck is this? Hold on. Give me 1 second. Just give me a second. I'm gonna find it. What the hell? Here we go. Okay, I got it. I found her at name, chat. This is her. And I ain't gonna lie. Diddy had the show. This nigga had the lineup. This is Shorty. Oh my sweet Jesus. Obviously, she was younger then. So this was actually I think she's like she just like turned 21. Like she young still. But this is her. This is her. This is her. This is her, chat. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you the proof. I'm gonna show you the proof. I got it. I got it in 10K for y'all. I got it in 10K. I got it in 10K for y'all. Hold on, chat. That's her. Hold on. Here we go. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna get it. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Wait. All right. Here we go. Bingo. This is her ass right here. Her and Diddy. Her and Diddy. She wished him, she said, happy more life. Let me see. Let me zoom in a little bit. Happy birthday to my twin flame. More life. This is her and Diddy. Diddy was rocking with Daphne Joy and went young on him. Went young on that bitch. I ain't gonna lie. He went young. He went young. She was 35. She was 35. Actually, no, she was like 37. It was 37. And all of a sudden, she looked up. Diddy's over here piping her out, bro. It's a cold world out here. It's a cold world. It's a cold world. It was a cold world, chat. It's a cold world. It's a cold world. It's a cold world. It's a cold world, chat. It's a cold world. That's why Daphne said, you a PDF. You a PDF. Nah. Diddy was hitting it when she 19. PDF. That's why she said that. Now, granted, just to be clear, it was all legal, but Daphne was pushing 40. Holy. I don't think she got no Diddy stuff on there. Yeah. It's a cold world, chat. It's a very cold world. Holy. This is her name right here. I think some people figured it out. Or didn't they? Apparently Liam Payne used to date her too. Look at this. Look at this. Lipstick Alley be having the tea. Look. Is a 21-year-old groupie. Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure groupie, but yeah. Anyway. Yo, Diddy was getting him still. I can't even lie. Diddy was getting him. We got to keep it a bean. Diddy was getting him. She scrubbed her Instagram on anything Diddy related. She scrubbed her Instagram on anything Diddy related. Not gonna cap with y'all. Holy. All right. All right, cool. So anyway, so she said, what about Gina, Jocelyn, Jordan? And Diddy says, baby, stop playing the hurt angel role. Please. Boogie. I think, wait, is this A Boogie? No, it can't be no A Boogie. A Boogie? Or is it Boogie Cousins? Wait. Who's Boogie? That's a basketball player, I think. They call DeMarcus Cousins Boogie. Yeah, I think DeMarcus Cousins was hitting Cassie. Oh, nah. Boogie. Cuddy. Michael B. Jordan. Dre. Pro B-ball player. A dyke bum bitch. Kiki. It don't stop. And it don't stop. And it don't stop. Holy. Stop playing angel. You know, and then hear what she says. You know Boogie's Lauren, right? Oh, no. Never mind. The name that called that night was Boogie. My bad. Sorry. No. Sorry. No. Chat, let me correct it. Let me bring it back. My bad. No. Yeah, only Dre was the pro basketball player. No. It wasn't Boogie Cousins. Boogie, I forgot. I'll tell you what the name on the phone was. The name on the phone was Boogie Batman. That was the name on the phone. Boogie Batman. And I don't know why that was the name. But it was Boogie Batman. So I don't know why, but that was Alex Fine. That's her current husband. So when Diddy's doing his thing, he looks over, her phone's lighting up, and it's somebody named Boogie Batman. So Diddy's throwing it back at her in the argument saying, yo, you got a whole bunch of dudes. Boogie Batman, which is her husband, Cuddy, Michael B. Jordan, Dre, the pro basketball player, and some dyke ass bum bitch Kiki. Say, don't stop. Stop playing angel. So she's now lying to Diddy. She's lying to Diddy. Yo, no, whoa, wait, hey, hold on, wait a minute. You know Boogie's Lauren, right? I'm not playing angel. I just don't think it's any of your business. And this is when you realize, I believe that she start gaining some type of autonomy And probably Diddy wasn't paying for as much with her anymore. Because in 2011, she wouldn't say to Diddy, it ain't none of your business who calls my phone. In fact, she would tell people, remember, Capricorn Clark told her, you need a burner phone. You need a burner phone because the phone you got, that's Diddy's phone. So she didn't have an autonomy of like to be able to say to Diddy, no, that's none of your business. Everything with her was Diddy's business. But in 2018, she was saying that to Diddy. Man, ain't none of your business who called my phone. I had a nice night with you. I'm going to leave it at that. I ain't even going to try to make your head spin to make you feel like how I've felt before. Oh, my God. Yo, she knows she got Diddy. She know Diddy ready to crash out. She know she ready. She got Diddy ready to crash out. Dre was Andre Drummond? You think so? No. Batman Boogie was a name that was saved. She testified to this on the stand. She saved her current husband's name as that name on that phone, and she testified that her husband called while Diddy and her were getting down. She testified to that. So Diddy says, oh, now it's Lauren. Wow. Have a nice day, Cass. Now you playing me. All good, but it was a great night. She says, okay, you too. You could tell Cassie don't care no more. She don't care. You could tell it's on Diddy's mind. He can't get it off. Diddy says, it's Lauren? Wow. Shaking my head. You killing me. She says, and Jocelyn is there for Dallas in Burning Man and in Miami for Justin. I don't know what that means. And she says, no, nigga, you killing me. Yo, you can see Cassie is throwing it back now. Cassie, like, pause. She's getting her jabs back at him. Diddy says, I love you, but that crushed me. When you coming back to get your clothes? I want to make out. So Diddy was an interesting guy. Like, he was just mad 30 minutes before that she was clearly, she's involved with other people. But now he's saying, I want to make out. She says, LOL. She said, man, that shit was great until that point. Music sounds dope. You look great. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. Says, thank you. So what did you wear home? PJ pants, a beater, and some Ugg slippers. Diddy says, but why did you leave, though? I ain't gonna lie. My feelings are really hurt. No need to respond. What's done is done. I'm trying not to get depressed. So Diddy's telling her, yeah, I feel hurt. He says, I love you. She says, no need to get depressed. I left because I was up and I needed to get it together for my trip home tonight. I love you. Remember, Cassie at this point is juggling two men. Cassie's juggling two men. What was dishonest about Cassie's testimony is this. She claims she only left. She only left because she heard Diddy talk about Kim Porter. And when he spoke about Kim Porter at the funeral, saying that was his true soulmate, she says she felt crushed. What she didn't admit is that she was falling in love with another man. And the other guy was Alex Fine, which is her current husband. She never admitted that. She claimed like, oh no, Diddy had me under his control until I realized I wasted 11 years with him. Diddy says, my feelings are hurt because of the FaceTime. It's like we could never just have a great time. Fuck it. It just hurts. That's all. I love you. Have a safe trip.
It gives you an idea of the environment that these jurors are in as they're trying to figure out the fate of Sean Combs. We do have a super chat question coming in once again from Kelly Bezick. We appreciate you so much for sending your second super chat question of the day. Serena, Mark Agnifalo's narrative, lifestyle choice, etc., mirrors his defense for Keith Raniere, who
a possibility in cases like this.
I mean, the top
or the other.
So
I think that could possibly be why there's so much back and forth between the attorneys. Maybe it's a more sort of general question that the jurors are asking, and we've seen that come up. You know, again, they've asked for information about the drug charges, and that goes more towards the racketeering case.
Yeah, and we can talk about the other questions too, because this is not the first juror question we've had so far. This seems like a very active jury. If you were asking me, I would say they're definitely talking through some of the issues, which is a positive thing, right? We're at almost 7.5 hours of deliberation that we have going here, and they do have a lot of questions. So I think you made a good point, Elizabeth, about this open dialogue. And we do have some more questions, by the way, from our viewers. So this is a great question. Spencenable says, why no cameras inside the court? And it's interesting, those of you who have been following along, our girl Anjanette Levy asked me this question yesterday, and I said, I don't know. I mean, all I know is that federal courts don't allow it, but I don't know the answer to that. Why? I should have asked a question. And so thankfully, our producers, Alex and Jordan, have sent me a response. It sounds like the federal rule of Criminal Procedure 53. Now, this rule prohibits photography or broadcasting of judicial proceedings in criminal cases. And I mean, this is true, something that we've seen. Some states don't even allow cameras at all, including New York, where I am right now. So even if it's a state case separate from federal, they don't allow cameras. Now, other states, like my home state of Wisconsin, they allow cameras streaming all the time, you know, depending on the trial. So that's kind of where we're at right now. Really good question, though, and I'm glad I'm educating myself. I'm learning with you guys throughout all of this, right? Now, another one of our questions from our viewers, Kenny Alexandra, she asks, what would be the worst case scenario if found guilty on any charge? And that would be life in prison. I mean, what do you think, Elizabeth? That's right. The top charge, the worst he could face is
let me keep going.
Life behind bars, right?
That's right, yeah. And keep in mind also, it's hard to imagine because he just has always sort of had this more youthful kind of partying persona, but Sean Combs is in his 50s. He might be 55, don't quote me on the exact age, but yeah, exactly. So if he's convicted on these charges with that amount of time and where he's at in his life, he could face the rest of his life in prison. You know, so that would be the worst case scenario. Some might say worst case scenario could also be a potential retrial because, you know, having to have prosecutors and defense attorneys and even Sean Combs go through all of this a second time. That's just a nightmare situation for any court case. You know, prosecutors want to be able to nail this, hopefully on the first try. So it could also be worst case scenario for Sean Combs is facing the rest of his life in prison. Worst case scenario possibly for some of the other people involved is that this has to go to a retrial, which again, is very preliminary. There's no evidence that that's going to happen. It's just, you know, it's always a slight possibility in cases like this.
I mean, the top he could face is life in prison. But even if there's kind of a mixed verdict or a split and he doesn't, he's still, to your point, Elizabeth, you're right. He is 55 years old. And we've seen that a year nearly in MDC has definitely taken a toll on Diddy. He looks different now than he did when he was arrested. And so can you imagine even a couple decades behind bars, even if it's not the rest of his life? I do think mentally, physically, that's got to take a toll on you. So the amount of prison time, whether it's life or even decades, that is rough. And also, the next point, worst case scenario, this retrial, we have so many questions about this. The possibility there could be a hung jury, there could be a mistrial, and thus a retrial. And I'm going to go on for another one of our viewer questions. This is from Demel Elliott. Question. If he wins, can he return as CEO for Ciroc Liquor and other businesses? Okay, interesting. I thought I was going in the way of mistrial or retrial, which we'll get to in a minute, but I guess let's ask about this. Ciroc Liquor and other businesses. What do you think, Elizabeth? Now, I know he had stepped down originally from these things, but if he's acquitted, I mean, can he just go back to his life from before?
Right. Okay. So that's actually a great question. So let's say in the scenario that he's fully acquitted of all charges, you know.
You ain't never going back to that, man. You don't need to do all that with it. Yo, now, Unc brought up a good point yesterday when I was sitting with Lauren Conlon and Unc, right? What Unc said is that, yo, act, man. And I take Unc. You see, Unc Unc like a play. I could tell Unc used to get them joints back in the day. I think he still get them now. Not gonna lie, I see Unc doing calisthenics, all type of stuff. Y'all been on his Instagram? Unc be going crazy. Like Unc on some stuff. Look. Yeah, he got an Instagram. Where's his Instagram, man? Is it this? Nah, yeah, right here. Man, Unc on that junk. Look, Unc on that junk working out like he's still in prison.
Early in the morning.
7:39. Unc, shit, I'm telling you, Unc been training for a freak off himself. You know? Unc been training. You heard what Unc said? He said, man, after he heard about the heated baby, he said, want to go cops him. Yo, Unc about to climb fences. He doing all type of stuff. Unc is doing his thing out here, man. Unc is doing his thing. Now, he brought up a good point. And this is where I think men and women that probably watch this case look at it differently. It's like he said, yo, Ak, let me tell you this, man. And I'm not lying to you. I watched this case. Diddy was cracking everything. He was hitting everything. All these women wanted to be his girl. Whether they were an employee, whether they were a friend of his, one of the girls he's knocking down, these girls wanted to be his main girl. Which you start to think about in a way, probably comes with some perks when you dealing with the boss. Now, let's think about the people. Capricorn Clark. I didn't realize that she used to be like super like crushing on him. Okay. Mia says Diddy, she never had consensual sex with Diddy. Diddy raped her. She never testified to consensual sex. Unc said, yo, man, she was on his body. She was saying she wanted to, like, she was flirting with him this entire time. And also, you could see through the messages, basically, they probably hooked up already. Also, the rape don't make sense of her because Diddy said to her one time when she was acting up, if you don't call me back in 10 minutes, I'm finna tell Cassie what we did. That doesn't sound like a nigga who's saying, oh, I'm about to confess the rape to Cassie. He's saying, I'm about to tell Cassie that we've been smashing behind her back and you're Cassie's friend. Now, I'm going to tell you why that's important. Because I do have some messages here. Let me see. Here's a message. And if you see how Mia texts Diddy, it don't seem like just a coworker. And to my chat queens in here, I want to ask y'all this question. Remember, Diddy's dating Cassie. Mia is Cassie's, like, one of her main friends. If, as a chat queen, if your friend is texting your man like this, what would you say? And let me make sure I pull up the chat that I could see the comments. I got to see the comments. I got to see the comments on this. I'm about to read it. But this is how Mia was texting Diddy. Give me 1 second. All right, we got it pulled up right here. All right, good. Let's see how Mia was texting Diddy. Check this out. Mia to Diddy. Hold on, let me make this a little bit bigger. Bunch of heart emojis. Let me see. Hold on. Make it a little bit bigger again. Clearly, you didn't tell him what I said. Merry Christmas. I'm glad my shit is happening on this day exactly, which is everything I'm talking about. Enjoy. She says, morally psychotic, but at least I never betrayed nobody. Then Diddy says, stop. Seriously, I swear to God. He wasn't awake at all yesterday when I got back. And for the hour you've been up today on Christmas, he's been with his family. I was only trying to help you. I don't need you to say shit like that to me on Freak G Christmas. Sorry for trying to help in the first place. I don't know what they're talking about. Diddy says, I'm done trying to help anyone ever. It only backfires. I've literally done nothing but be there and supportive since you told me. This is effing ridiculous. Now I'm going to go back to working on this family-less Christmas I'm living. I'm done trying to help anyone ever. It only backfires. Okay, it's the same message. Twice. 3 times. And then she says, this is not ridiculous. I'm saying I'm being betrayed and backstabbed. You should watch out for yourself so it doesn't happen to you. And if you're swearing you never helping me again, then that's not really nice whatsoever, since I've always been there to help you. And I know the feeling because I've been there multiple times, and trust me, it gets you nowhere. I don't want this shit for you, for anyone else. I just want you to be my friend, not some shitty coworker. I want you to be my friend. And just try to remember what that means. It doesn't backfire from me. It doesn't even stem from me. I'm the one who ain't ever did nothing wrong. And not in the wrong here. None of this was from me. I've always been your friend, Puff. But if you're telling him stuff and he coming back and saying things like, I didn't even tell you, Christina. Oh, I didn't even, well, who else, Christina? Because Mia is Sarah Snecker, I believe. Like, he tells you everything, but it turns around and you say you don't know what's going on. I'm confused. I'm just fucking confused. And I don't know who to trust no more, and I don't want to be in a shitty situation. I never asked for it. I love you. Merry Christmas. I love you. I love you. He says, I just feel like you're attacking me with those texts, and I've done nothing but be there for you through all of this. She says, no, I'm not. I'm not spiraling. There's a difference. I'm in wonky town in my brain, and I'm so sorry if you felt that way. I'm going through an insane time, and I didn't mean for it to come off that way. Also, I just saw you called while I took a food break. I'll call you right after. I love you. I just got my Christmas present. I love you. Thank you for it. I love it. It makes me happy because it's from you. Yo, chat, man. It feels like all these women, in one way or the other, it appears that these women all had some type of love or infatuation with Diddy. My man Unc is live. We about to go check out Unc. Where Unc at? Where Unc at? I know Unc about to be live. Where he at?